My name is Stephanie Cadu, and I do a fair amount of traveling, both for pleasure and for work. So I've traveled extensively throughout North America and Canada. Been down to Mexico, over to Hawaii. Accessibility hasn't really hit the radar in a lot of places yet, but they're certainly catching up.
Measuring Up is both a guide and a process. It was developed about 3 years ago by a group of disability leaders in the British Columbia, Vancouver area, and it was developed to help communities both assess and advance access and inclusion issues for people with disabilities. Right now, the City of Vancouver is in the process of cataloging every bit of accessibility and inclusion that exists within each one of their departments in the city. And from there, what they're going to do is take the evidence that they've come up with, share that with their new Access Committee, and then share that with a larger community as well. BC can gain credit for being a leader from many things in terms of YVR, our international airport.
I'm an access consultant, so I'm an independent consultant working for YVR. My job is to find and seek out new access solutions from the Haida Gwaii right beside me here to the food court on the other side. We spend a lot of time putting stuff away where if you don't need it, I don't want you to know it's there. And that's one of the keys to universal design.
The surfaces to wheel on at YVR are great. There is carpet used, but they've done it responsibly and thoughtfully. The washrooms are great. The staff of the airlines and things as well at YVR are really well trained. And you know, it's a really good experience coming in. There's usually lots of people offering assistance should you require it. It's not hard to find where you need to go. The signage is great.
It's really not about wheelchairs at all. It's really about older adults and seniors. Because access for that part of the population is anything that benefits them benefits me.
When you think about people with disabilities, they don't have special needs, they just have different needs. And so it's making sure that we meet the needs of all of our passengers, whether it be children or people with mobile disabilities or people with hearing disabilities.
The vision for 2010 Legacies Now is to create sustainable legacies in several areas. Accessibility and inclusion are one of those areas of sustainable development that we want to initiate at the community level.
I think the big message for the Olympics and the Paralympics is that Vancouver is accessible and it welcomes everybody.
It's very important to have organizations like the Vancouver Foundation affiliated with this initiative because of their, first of all, their mandate, but second, because of their broad reach across this province. As communities go through their measuring up process, that's one of the key outcomes, is that at the end of the day, people with disabilities, we want to see that they have access and inclusion.
I always like to say to people when they're traveling, you know, when you're not at home, you're not at home. Don't expect what you have at home. But in this case, it's almost you can expect better.